Hello and welcome to this Warcraft replay. This is going to be the first of a best of three from the WCA quarterfinals between I am Xixi, spawning in as the blue Knight of Play in the top left, versus Infi, the not light blue, teal human player in the top right. So yeah, first off, I had like a week holiday, kind of. I just went to a small little day trip, road trip, and yeah, it was longer than I was expecting, but either way I'm back now and I will be casting more games. Yep, pretty much that. Nothing much else, to be fairly honest. We have another quarterfinals after this, which will be between Hawk versus WFZ. But yeah, for now we'll have this human versus Night Elf matchup instead on the map Echo Isles. So yeah, we have the Archmage coming out for Infi. Xixi is going for maybe a Tavern Hero. We don't see the Altar of Elders just yet, so it will be a Tavern Hero. Most definitely. There is the Altar of Elders. Which Tavern Hero is pretty much up there, to be honest. Xixi doesn't usually shy away from the Dark Rangers. I think like WCR actually despises the Dark Ranger almost as much as me. Honestly, I think I'm like the biggest Dark Ranger hater currently, but let's see how this will work. I don't know. I don't usually Dark Rangers could be seen either by like all these moonwells being placed down in such a weird position, but we could have something else, Panda or a Beastmaster. Panda may make sense here, as we do get a Panda from Xixi, since Beastmaster doesn't find too much success against human matchups unless he unless you really want to rely on the level 2 Hawk until you're tier 2. That's a little bit of a gamble right there. So yeah, it won't be a Dark Ranger, it will be a Panda instead. Infi will spot this, and well, he will have to adjust his play accordingly, but it doesn't seem like he's gonna do too much different, as well he moves around and maybe gonna pick up a couple of wisps himself, or he's just gonna deal with this Panda directly. We do have an archer actually being taken out, so one more kill away from level 2 for the Archmage. Won't be too important, it's only Brilliant Aura, but of course that's just, you need to get level 2 in order to get level 3. It's obvious like that. Panda, he himself would like to get as quickly to level 3 as possible. This early presence from Infi is kind of making him a little anxious here, starting creep camps and going hard farming here. Panda should be careful, even though Breath of Fire is really good against footmen. Level 1 Breath of Fire is not amazing enough to trade a lot of your health for. Okay, Xixi is actually upside down supply.
Town is under siege.
Yeah, I don't know why he actually waited this long for another moonwell. Maybe the previous ones were cancelled, who knows. We are going to have a lot of detonations. I think that was detonations? No, it was Abolish Magic from the Shadow Priest, taking out the elemental. Yeah, this is actually getting really irritating, this mouse. Oh well, we'll make do with what I have, I guess. A lot of archers out right now for Xixi, but he really can't make much out of these. If he wants to start a creep camp, he'll probably have to start like this very green creep camp. Otherwise, he's going to suffer a lot of losses if he goes for the mercenary one, as Infi is still around, still harassing. Even though he's not getting much himself, at least At least he's level 2, at least he's not the one receiving any damage. Tier 2 is nearly done as well as, well, Infi looks like he wants to go for rifle casters, like many human players do go for. It's going to be rather difficult to get rifle casters, honestly, since, well, Infi is one basing this, and usually human players, you know, usually they'll go tier 2 after they get their second base, so that they have enough economy to actually support 3 production buildings. Maybe Infi will just go like 1 Arcane Sanctum this time. Since he already has the barracks, he'll just go 1 Arcane and 1 barracks. We shall see. A lot of mercenaries have been hired up from Xixi, and oh wow, Infi's actually gonna pick himself up a Goblin Alchemist. That is, I guess you could say it's a little weird, but considering it's against the Panda, maybe it might make sense. The healing spray could easily counteract the amount of the damage that Breath of Fire could have dealt, but if you don't actually know, healing spray can also heal your enemies as well, so you got to be really careful about that. Honestly, the only time healing spray would be useful is either out of a fight, like after, or when it's a good time to actually use it during a fight where your opponent's enemies are not actually clumped up, or you know, maybe it's just gonna affect one. This is going to be a little awkward here. By the way, Alchemist actually getting a lot of experience, more than I actually anticipated. He is almost level 2 himself. You know, the Panda could get level 3 if he gets this one. Here we go. Level 2 Breath of Fire is going to be picked up there, and he will use it. You can see how, like, Infi's trying to aim his healing spray so that the Panda doesn't get affected, but of course at the same time you can see Xixi doing his best, trying to get that, get into that healing spray area of effect. We have the Demon Hunter coming out as the second hero. Definitely one of the definitely a weird decision to do that. It's kind of like going Mountain King first and then Archmage second. I just don't feel like that's the most optimum way of doing like the hero order, but I guess the Demon Hunter is just there for the mana burns instead of actually trying to be that consistent, reliable threat that he would usually be if he was picked first. The Panda is going to be that threat, by the way. He's done so much damage with that level 2 Breath of Fire, and like if he continues to do that, he will get himself that level 3 Breath of Fire, which is like where the real magic actually happens. Meanwhile, Infi, he's still healing around, I guess. There we go with the Chemical Rage that the Alchemist picked up second. I'm actually curious that Infi chose Chemical Rage over the Acid Bomb. Acid Bomb is much like what is it called, Soul Purge from the Fire Lord. It's honestly a very good focus firing tool where like both it's a dot, and of course I think it's like armor reduction as well. So yeah, maybe like Acid Bomb was a better choice compared to this Chemical Rage, which isn't really doing much. He's almost killed himself, but oh well. Demon Hunter was picked off as he was getting a little too greedy. That might have been a mistake from Xixi in his part. We have Riflemen still focus firing like everything in their sights. I mean, the fact that Infi's got so many Riflemen out now, that is that's like very problematic for Xixi right now, despite, you know, constantly tossing out those Breath of Fires. His army composition is going to really suffer against those mass Riflemen, as yeah, Dryads don't actually stand toe to toe against them. Not in health, not in damage. and of course not in armor types either. Like medium versus unarmored. Like unarmored suffers from piercing, meanwhile medium actually doesn't. It actually, yeah, it doesn't actually suffer too great of a loss. In fact, it reduces. So yeah, there's that. Riflemen are surprisingly, you know, very superior compared to Dryads, despite being tier 1 units. Of course, the Dryads, like, the good thing about Dryads is they're slow poison, but it's not significant enough, you know, to result in Dryads actually winning a fair fight against those Riflemen. Panda, almost level 4. Yeah, he's getting there, kind of. Demon Hunter is halfway to level 2. He just got revived, by the way, so yeah, that's probably why he's still pretty low. We have a couple of bears coming out. This is generally where Xixi could turn this game around, but well, he only has like 2 bears out, so I'm not sure how, you know, how well he can actually push Infi back while he tries to gain that army advantage. Right now he just needs a little, like a couple more Breath of Fires. Honestly, a Blood Mage would have been like very nice against the Panda. Maybe we might see a Blood Mage third. Right now this Goblin Alchemist is going to be that substitute. Level 3 Alchemist, he won't be able to do much anymore since he's pretty much been mana burnt out. You know what, Infi? Halfway to level 4 on his Archmage, and he has a lot of claws. He has 2 6 claws and 8 claws of haste. That's a lot of damage output. A lot of Moonwells have been taken down by 4 Xixi, so he's supply blocked significantly. He's around 31, where his opponent should be around 50. It actually, in fact, over upkeep, he's looking to go to that, you know, magical 80. We still have 1 Sanctum, 1 Barracks, as well. I wasn't able to confirm if he was going to go double Sanctum or not, but yeah, nevertheless, he went single Sanctum, and it's kind of working out to his advantage, honestly. Like, not enough bears have been trained, so like having like literally no spell breakers is not going to hurt him in the ass just yet. These Riflemen are making a lot of work right now. Even burning down this Ancient of War, well, that wasn't too tough for Infi. And of course, Xixi needs to be careful engaging himself. He needs to just keep hitting and running with that Breath of Fire, even though it's kind of close to being futile. Like, the Panda's been level 3 for a while now. Even if he gets a level 4, that's still another entire level to get to level 5. And these Riflemen are not going to let this Panda wait. Another healing spray will rectify the amount of damage that was dealt by the Panda's Breath of Fire. Now the bears are actually gaining in numbers. They are slowly pushing this away as Xixi goes over upkeep. The Ogre Mauler might follow suit as well. The level 4 has been gained on the Panda. One of the bears will fall as, well, the Demon Hunter doesn't exactly have a self-preservation for himself. Will we see another Breath of Fire? Not just yet. We don't actually have enough mana. Level 4 for the Archmage as well. Demon Hunter, what is he going to do? He is going to actually, he was going to die, but thanks to that very, very quick self-preservation, he will be able to live for now. Xixi was over upkeep, but he's lost so many bears within, you know, that small amount of time that that's not looking too good. 59 still for Infi. Of course, if he loses any units, he can just replace them. And since he's losing units at such a slow pace, there's not much to worry about. Like, he can easily replace all these units, you know, one by one, with only like 2 production buildings. Okay, there we go with another healing spray. Not the most effective healing spray, to be honest, but there's priests around. Infi can pretty much live off that solely with those priests. Now Xixi, like, some players would just like go straight for each other's bases and try go base race. But in this circumstance, Xixi is not sure. I mean, he's 55 versus 57. I'm surprised that Infi is not going even further because he's not going to lose much if he does. The next upkeep level is at 80, which he's nowhere near. Xixi is going for another Ancient of Wonders as it was destroyed previously. Honestly, what do you do at this point? Maybe you might need to prioritize more bears, or, you know, go the extra distance and go Mountain Giants. But for now, I think Mountain Giants are maybe a little too expensive for this scenario, and of course I think you do need the Ancient of Wonders, otherwise that's the Fairy Dragon, which I can't remember exactly right now. We are gonna have bears moving out slowly. I'm surprised that, you know, they haven't actually tried to go for the roar. Like, how many Spellbreakers does Infi have? He has like 2. Okay, maybe I understand why he didn't go roar. It's like there's literally like 2-3 bears out. Spell Steal might actually be pretty bad. Either way, the Goblin Alchemist was taken out level 4. That could be very significant. The Demon Hunter did die as well. He was level 2, I believe. Level 3. Never mind. Either way, it's going to be a hero trade. Level 5 for both the Panda and the Archmage. Okay, so level 5 Panda. He's finally reached this point. Will he be able to make it work? Right now he's kind of struggling on mana at the moment. There we go, Breath of Fire, level 3. Didn't do as much damage as I would have imagined, but oh well. It might just be because that it wasn't comboed with the Drunken Fire. Now Archmage picking a couple of Dryads himself, as well he does have a lot of damage under his belt. Plus 12 to his base. And
Player's forces are under attack.
That's a lot. 42 versus 32. So obviously Infi's army has been like cut significantly, but so has Xixi's, and yeah, I don't know. Even though Infi didn't go expand, Xixi might just lose this, you know, regardless of that fact. Although that was a pretty good Breath of Fire, taking down all the sorceresses that Infi has. He also has, you know, 2 of his bears, so will he be able to make a lot of work happen? Don't know about that, as the Rejuvenate was stolen and given off to the Elemental that, well, for some reason Xixi was focusing down.
A player's forces are under attack.
Demon Hunter level 4. Level 3 is going to come out very, very soon, and the Panda will hopefully greet him as well. The Panda is kind of low though, so might be a bit of a problem. Alright, Demon Hunter is out. He will go for a mana burn on the Archmage, so that's no more elementals for him. The Goblin Alchemist should be here very, very soon as well. There we go, Chemical Rage. He uses that speed buff to actually get back into action. Although I'm still not sure entirely on this Chemical Rage second ability, but it's working out so far for Infi anyway. Okay, Altar of Elders is the next target. Like, pretty much Xixi can't really do too much about this. He's been on the defensive end for such a long time that Xixi's gained so much so much of an advantage, and yeah, I can't imagine Infi losing at this in his position right now. He's placing down towers to, you know, secure this siege even more. Xixi, even though if he pushes this back, he's lost so much, you know, in the efforts of trying to defend this, that he could just end up being behind all game. There we go with another Chemical Rage, able to take down one of those bears. We did have a Drunken Fire combo. It is slowly eating away at these units' health bars. There we go with a lot of abolished magics from those Dryads as well, taking down the Elemental as soon as possible. One more kill will probably give that Panda that Storm, Earth, and Fire ultimate ability. But we see it, Drunken Fire, there we go. Storm, Earth, Fire is available, but while the Panda is only levels, is actually out of mana, Infi, oh wow, Infi actually GG's? Huh. I completely misjudged that. Surprisingly. Huh. Was Infi really that behind? The score says that Infi's been behind like significantly. Wow. Yeah, I don't know too much about that. I guess I just misjudged it. Either way, I'll see you guys in game 2.